Hello, new team members. It is Tuesday, August 27th, and this is your welcome orientation call to your new business. I know that some of you have done your launch party, some of you it's upcoming. Regardless of whether you have or you haven't, there's tons of helpful information on this call that will help you with your new business getting off to a strong and fantastic start. So for those that I've never met before this Zoom, my name is Michelle Zito. I am your company vice president. I live on Long Island in New York. And my job really in your scheme of your business is to help to train you, to help support you, and to cheer you on so that you can have a successful business here at Park Lane. So depending on how many leaders are between you and I may make it depend on how often you're dealing with me directly, because you may be between.
I'm muting.
That's okay. There may be 4 leaders between you and me. There may be no leaders between you and me. But regardless, you can see me every Tuesday on Zooms. You can see me on any of these extra evening things. You're going to see me on Facebook Live doing your recognition each week and the raffles that we do. So whether you live across the street from me or across the country from me, we will definitely have a relationship as you are getting your business moving. So also, if we're not already Facebook friends, feel free to shoot me a friend request. If you're on the team Facebook group, then obviously you've probably seen 10,000 posts from me and you can just friend me from there. So that's the easiest way to do it. I'm just so thrilled to welcome you all here. I generally do this call weekly. We definitely did a little hiatus for the summer because I found that it just wasn't a good time slot. But now that summer's winding down and we're kind of getting back to the routine, we will be back to doing this call on Tuesdays. I do appreciate an RSVP or a comment on the thread so that I know that people are coming on. If there's a week that no one's coming on, then of course I use the time in other ways. But our team is actually pretty big and very successful in recruiting. So for the most part, we do have new people on the team every single week. So the reason why I do like to do this call weekly, though, is because it's important for you to know that this information is given out every single week. So if you're brand new, right, like we have Kat, she did her year launch just on Sunday, and there's already someone from her launch wanting to join. Now, Kat's not prepared to train her. She's just in the business 15 minutes. So what Kat will do is welcome that girl to come on to next week's call. And then she gets the same information and they train right alongside each other. So this good information for you as you start building a team. I want you to know that you do not have to feel responsible for training somebody when you are new yourself. Okay, so tonight's call is going to focus on a couple of different things. We're going to focus on the Rich Rewards program, which is how you add free jewelry and catalogs to your kit each and every month. How to introduce your family and friends properly to your new Park Lane business, and how to have a successful launch party, but that will also be tips that will make all of your parties successful. So I hope you are ready to take some notes. Now, I am going to share words that work with you, and some of them are really a script that you're not attempting to write down. That there's a document with all the words in the script form on our Shine On page. So we're just going to bring that document to your attention after the Zoom, but there's other stuff that you're going to write down. Okay, so now just a real quick, I'm going to just change the view right now to the Brady Bunch screen, as I call it, so that each of you that are new, if you can, unmute yourself and just give us a quick introduction, like tell us your name, who recruited you, where you live, and what you're excited about. Literally like a sentence, okay? So can we start with you, Kat?
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a 42-year-old single mom, married mom with a 22-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I left my career 4 years ago, and I've been a stay-at-home mom. And I've been looking for something to bring in some extra money and something to get myself back again because I lost myself. So I went to Sip and Style with Jennifer for Jennifer's launch, and I absolutely loved it. And I knew when an opportunity came in front of me that it would be my path, and that just happened on Monday when I was already set up for my party. So I joined.
Love
and I'm
it.
very excited.
Awesome. And Jennifer is part of Donna's team, which is, of course, part of Belinda's team, for those of you that know Donna or Belinda. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very, very much.
Joan, are you able to talk to us? Okay, we see your mouth moving, but I see that you're saying that you can't seem, because you're not muted. So there may be something going on with your microphone. That's okay. If you're able to figure it out, we can always come back to you. Diana, are you able to talk?
Yes. Hi. Yes, I'm Laura Lee is one of my customers, and she came one day and she's like, "Hey, I have some earrings go great with that outfit you have on." And I just love the jewelry, and we just I kept coming to her. I went to her party and her quarter auction, and I just kept ordering. And she's like, if you wanted to sell this, you could probably get you'd probably get a better deal, and you could do better. You could get more jewelry. So that's my goal, to get more jewelry. So yeah, I love the jewelry. So yeah, I just had my launch party, and I have 2 parties booked from that one. So I'm going to try it out.
Fantastic. And you took advantage of a presidential kit, right?
Yes.
That is awesome. So presidential kits, remember, come with $2,500 worth of jewelry. So, and then and 500 of what you spend on that kit counts towards all of your incentives, your rich rewards points, all of that. So as you're sharing the business, keep in mind that the presidential kit is an option. So thank you so much for sharing, Diana. You really came out of the gate strong. That was really exciting to see. And also on the screen here is Laura Lee, who is your recruiter. That kingdom necklace looks really good on you, Diana.
Thank you.
And also Jennifer Ewert is on. That's who was saying that she doesn't feel bad that it's chilly in my house because it's 400 degrees in Fresno. So, all right, and Joan, is Sylvia is your recruiter? You could just nod or give a thumbs up. Is it Sylvia El Sayed? Yes. Okay, great. That's what I thought. Okay, great. And Bianca just jumped on as well. Awesome. Okay, so let's continue on. Park Lane is so generous to us. They know that we want to add more jewelry to our kits all the time. And that never ends. Like if you're thinking right now, oh, Michelle must have everything. No, I don't have everything. I always want more. And I am wanting to take advantage of the Rich Rewards program just as much as you are. So that's what we have. Park Lane has for us a Rich Rewards program, and that allows us to add free jewelry and discounted catalogs to our kit. And that's, of course, in addition to our pay. At no time do we ever get paid in jewelry, okay? We get normal pay every single week, and in addition, we can earn free jewelry. So I'm going to just screen share for a moment so that you can see where this brochure is so that you can be tracking that all the time. All right, so once you're signed into the field interface here, to your website, you go to the field interface, and you can click the Rich Rewards program. Now, they move this around all the time. So, all right, I think we can just go to the downloads. So we're going to click downloads. And then right here is Rich Rewards Club brochure. So you may want to, if you don't see one of these brochures in your kits, or you don't have it yet, or you somehow missed it, then you can by all means just print this out and keep this handy in front of you. Because this is something that's not just when you're new, this is all the time. So here are the levels. Okay, level 1 is when you submit $1,000 net and non-sales in the first 2 commission weeks of a month, then you get to pick $250 worth of jewelry of your choice. So that's the only one on a time crunch where, you know, you only have a certain amount of time to do it. All the other levels are the entire month. So this is a great opportunity right now to explain what a week and what a month is in Park Lane. So if you have a calendar of any kind handy, take a look at it, because right now we're in August, right? And August is about to end. Tomorrow is the last day of August in Park Lane World, because our pay weeks go Thursday to Wednesday. So with that being the case, the last Wednesday of the month is the last day of the month. So that means that July 31st was the last day of July in Park Lane World. And actually that was fun because it actually is in real world too. But now in August, that meant that the first day in August was actually August 1st. So week 1 was the 1st to the 7th. And then week 2 was the 8th to the 14th. So for Rich Rewards Level 1 August, we had from August 1st to August 14th to earn that. Then week 3, where we started the anniversary week celebration, was the 15th to the 21st. And then week 4, which is what we're in right now, is from the 22nd to the 28th. So even though in the real world, August has a couple of more days, it ends for Park Lane tomorrow on the 28th, the last Wednesday of the month. So that's important to know for your paychecks as well. What you put in from Thursday to Wednesday is what you get paid on. On Friday, you'll receive an email that says direct deposit. And on that email, it will show you what your pay will be, and the money becomes available on the following Tuesday. Okay? So what you put in from the 22nd to the 28th, you're going to get an email on Friday the 30th letting you know what your paycheck is, and then you will see the money in your account. It would typically be Tuesday the 3rd. With Monday being a holiday, it's possible it would be Wednesday, but normally it's Tuesday. Okay, so if we're looking ahead, you know, the first week of September is August 29th to September 4th, and then so on and so forth, okay? So I always like to just do a little quick segue as to what is a pay week in Park Lane and what is a week. You know, what is the time frame in Park Lane when we do this little part. So that's level 1. Now the rest of these levels are all cumulative. So whether you do the 1,000 and you're continuing to add on, or whether you did 200 in the first 2 weeks and you're continuing to add on, whatever, all of the rest of them, you know, we just keep adding on the numbers. So Rich Rewards Level 2 is your free catalogs. When you sell 1,500 over the course of the entire month, then you get to pick out, you get to order your catalogs, buy one, get one free. Meaning, if you place an order for 20, you will actually receive 40. That's the minimum that you can order. So you order 20 catalogs, but 40 show up, which is amazing and especially good right now because this catalog goes till February. So you don't have to chintz out on your catalog orders right now. There's no way you're not using them between now and February. And your starter kit does only come with about 8 or 10 catalogs. So you will need to order catalogs pretty soon after you get started. So the sooner you have that 1,500 in, the faster you can take advantage of that special deal. Okay, level 3 is your ensemble of the month. Any month that you sell 2,500 in the whole month, you get the ensemble of the month. And what that is it's, you know, right now it was for August, it was the confetti necklace and the earrings that match. So it was a really great one this month. So that is completely free. It literally shows up at your house in a white box one day, and you have this free amazing item, and it is the ensemble of the month. Now, actually, it wasn't the confetti this month. It's the Leilani this month, right? Which is also a catalog item, or maybe Leilani is next month. Oh my gosh, how terrible that I'm being unclear. But whatever, a free item shows up at your house and it's amazing. Okay, so level 4 is also sales related. So you can see that levels 1 through 4 are sales related. So when you sell 4,000 over the course of the whole entire month, then you get to do another $300 shopping spree. That's pieces of your choice. There's a claim form right on your Fields interface, and you pick out what you want and you send it. All you pay is the tax on the order and your $6.50 shipping. It is amazing. All right, the final 2 levels are recruiting related. A month that you have 2 people join your team that qualify, then you get to do another $300 shopping spree. In a month you have 4, you get yet another. Okay, so that is our Rich Rewards. To claim your Rich Rewards, all you do is when you sign in on your dashboard, you'll see here what you are qualified for. So see my level 1 here? I already claimed that because we earned that 2 weeks ago, and I generally claim stuff pretty quick. So I took that jewelry. Level 2 catalogs, I'm obviously very qualified. I just don't need them yet, so I didn't order yet. When I earned the level 3, I claimed it. But just to show you what it looks like to claim it, here's my level 4 that I qualified for but did not claim yet. All right, I scroll down to what I want to claim, which is this one. So see how it just says claim now? When you click this, pretty much a little order form comes up. And they're all going to say 000 because they're free. You put in info for just to pay for the tax and the shipping, and that's it. So when I'm ready to do that, that's the screen, and that's what you'll do. Okay? Any questions on that so far? All right, so let's continue on. Let's jot down some numbers. First, write down 12 to 15 average orders. 12 to 15 average orders. Next, write down $1,000 in sales. Then write down $300 in commission. Okay, so what do these numbers mean? When you collect 12 to 15 average orders for your launch party, and really for any party, certainly, and I know that you all know 12 to 15 people that have a neck, okay? Then you can expect that you'll have $1,000 in customer orders. That's a super conservative estimate. If you collected 12 to 15 orders, you could actually be more like 2,000. Kat, do you know how many orders you had at your launch?
I had 14.
So 14 orders yielded Kat 1,600 in sales, correct?
Yes.
That's what Donna told me you had. 1,600 she had for 12. So
I had about 4 or 3 or 4 like 30s, you know, but the rest of them were all very, very nice orders.
Awesome. Awesome. And that's what you're going to see. Most people will take advantage of the sale. They want to get a bonus item. So many orders are $90 or more. And then you'll get a handful of people that will just do one item, or they just get 2 items. And of course, that's fine as well. Hostess benefits are based on number of orders, not money spent. The only thing affecting the money spent is, of course, your paycheck. So 12 to 15 orders, you will have at least $1,000 in customer orders, which is going to have you earn about a $300 paycheck. So does that sound good? Would we all like that at the launch and routinely moving forward? Okay, well, having a successful launch show that your leader minimally is helping you with and possibly is doing for you entirely is important to starting your business off strong and making sure that you have business that's going to extend beyond your immediate family. All right, so there are 3 steps that are going to make your launch party a success. Okay, this is where you're going to write down things again. Okay, so number 1 step is to have 2 launch parties. Have 2 launch parties, over-invite and invite everyone. That's all step 1. Have 2 launch parties, over-invite to that party, and invite everyone. Okay, step 2 is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say when you're doing the inviting. And step 3 is to fill your calendar with shows so that you can earn your rich rewards and get into the groove. Okay, fill your calendar with shows so that you can earn your rich rewards and get into the groove. Okay, so let's go over each of those steps. Step 1 was to have 2 launch shows, over-invite and invite everyone. And I do highly recommend doing 2 launch shows. And they may look totally different. You know, one may be the one at your house, and then the next one may be at your next local event, sip and style, that your leader may be doing. It could be that the second one is like a personal appointment where you're getting together at Starbucks and showing jewelry to the people that missed the party. Or it can be another full-blown launch party just at a different time slot than the one that you initially booked. So very often too, it'll be the first one is with your leader, the second one isn't. So there's a couple of benefits to doing this. If your launch is still upcoming and you plan to right away, plan them at two time slots that you plan to work. So if you know you're going to be offering Friday, Saturday, Sunday, let's say, you may want to do the Friday night with your leader and then the Sunday brunch, for example, by yourself. Sorry. It's okay. I think it's in the living room. So that then when you're doing that inviting, you can invite for Friday night. If they say, oh, I can never do Fridays, Billy has basketball. No problem. I'm also doing a brunch on Sunday. Would love for you to come. So see how you can just kind of go to that second time slot right away. Now, if you already did your first launch show, then you can simply schedule another one at a different time than the first one you had, or in a different type of environment than the first one that you had. So if you invite 30 adults to your launch party, and this is true of the hostesses you're going to work with moving forward. Basically, the math is that a third of who you invite will end up in the living room that day. So that means that if somebody invites 30 people, 7 are likely to actually be there that night. They'll think it's 10, but then the day comes and there's always who threw up, whose husband's running late, whose, train got delayed, and then it's actually 7. So 7 people is a great show. Don't get me wrong. We would never be upset with 7 people. But if you're doing a launch party, especially where your leader's going to be there, let her wow as many people as possible for you. Try to get 15 people there, get 20 people there, because the more people that are there, the more bookings we can get for you, the higher sales, and the better chance that we can find you your first team member. Just the law of averages, right? So as you are making your list, I want you to diversify it as best you can, not to make decisions on who can and who can't come, who's likely to come, who's unlikely to come. Just don't prejudge people. Ask your family and friends to help you build that list. So in other words, if you're like, I'm not going to invite Anita, she has no money to spend. Invite Anita because she might place a small order. She may book a party when she realizes that she has a big, long list. And if she hosts with you, she can get her big list. Or she may decide she too wants to join the business so that she can stop not having money, right? So we're inviting Anita. If you're like, I'm not inviting Fran, she's always so busy, she'll be too busy to come. What if he's free that night and would have enjoyed a glass of wine and sitting on your couch? Not to mention that somehow the busy people always get the most done, and she'll probably find a way to be there. So Fran's getting invited. All right? Also, invite your neighbors. Because, first of all, don't be that neighbor that's having company with some of the other neighbors. And now the other neighbors are seeing that, looking out their window, and they're like, oh, she didn't invite me, right? Also, depending on especially how new you are to the area, people want to see inside your house. Let them be nosy. Let them come on in with their Visa card and come enjoy your jewelry show. All right? And that is... The neighbors are the best guests too, because if it's raining hard, they still come because they're running across the street. As the bad weather in the winter approaches, even when it snows, the neighbors still come because all they have to do is walk across the street. So even if the husband's running late, it's not too late to come. You just got home, they run across the street. So always invite the neighbors. All right. Just invite everybody, really is what it is. That way, let them decide if they can't come or don't want to. And do include, in this case, your out-of-state family and friends as well. Because even though, yeah, your mother-in-law is not taking a road trip from Boca to come to your party, but you all have a website, you all have a link, and she certainly can place an order and support your launch as well. And that will help you both in terms of your paycheck, and it will help you in terms of your hostess benefits, which helps you build your kit. All right, so quick question. How many of you do, just quick show of hands, how many of you do have an outside of Park Lane job that you go to? Does anybody have like a full-time job? Okay, see, I have a virtual raised hand here with Bianca. Okay, so or think back also to when you did have a full-time job, did you have the opportunity to get a promotion and a raise like as soon as you joined? As soon as you started working there? Was that like a thing? Did anybody get a 5% raise this week at the job you do have? Like Bianca, did you get a 5% raise this week?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's pretty common, right? 5% raises are pretty hard to come by in any part of corporate America. However, they're very common to come by here at Park Lane. So if you are interested in a raise, then let me share this little tidbit with you. Here's all it takes to get 5% higher commission. One person joining the business with you, okay? And when you start the business with a friend, it's so much more fun. And statistically, people who join with a friend do better because you have somebody to, go to the events with and share ideas with and pool jewelry with and all kinds of fun things if they live close by anyway. But when one person joins you in the business, okay, that's all it takes. So there's only 2 steps to making it happen. You join and you sell 1,000 in 1 month. It can be the month that it happens. It can be a month that already happened. It can be a month that's upcoming. And then when your one recruit joins, she qualifies with her 1,000 in the time frame. Okay? That's it. You get a 5% raise. Now, if you're wondering like how much that actually is, right now, if you do a $600 show, you go out and sell $600 worth of jewelry, you're getting a $180 paycheck as a fashion director, which is what you all are now. But if you go out and do a show as a branch director, which is with one person having joined your team, your paycheck is $210. So when you times that times however many shows you're doing, in a week times however many shows in a month and continue that on, you're talking about hundreds of dollars difference, right? It's the difference between doing $1,000 show and getting a $300 paycheck and a $350 paycheck. And you will all $2,000 parties. So it continues on from there, where you can have 3 more people join your team. You jump up to 40% personal commission, a $400 paycheck on a $1,000 show, and 10% of everything your personal recruits sell. 10%. That means they're going out and doing a show, and you're making $100. You're making $50. That's how you truly grow here at Park Lane, is by sharing the business opportunity. So if you can just do parties if you want, but I want you to be aware that with that business model, right, where you're just staying yourself and doing parties, then it's really no different than a job, right? Because a job, you go out and you're trading time for money, right? As long as you're at the job, they pay you, and when you come home, it's over. That's what doing parties is. You're trading your time, doing the party, coming home. And it's a great trade, because at a 3-hour party, you can make $300, $400, $500. So, I mean, it's like amazing. But when you grow a team, now you're getting paid even when you're home and they're out doing a party, or when you're both out doing a party. Because let's say on this coming Friday night, I can only do one party, right? I'm one person. I can go to one house. I can maybe have 2 hostesses at that house. But really, I'm one person and I can do one party. But I have a team of hundreds of people that are also out doing parties. And that's how you see the explosive growth. And that's how you really build a big income and a, like really that's your 401k, right? That's your buildup of money that you can't have without the building a team part. And think about if the person who did your party or the person who shared the business with you hadn't done that, you wouldn't even be on this call. You wouldn't even be getting the $300. So, you don't want to withhold what you've been given from anyone else. So all of that, just keep those things in mind as you continue out to go do your shows. I share with you and do plenty of trainings on how to how to build a team out of respect for you and your time, right? Can I assume all of you joined this to make money as like your primary reason? Yes, you love jewelry.
Yes.
All of that. But did you primarily join to make money? Because,
Yes.
great. With that being the case, I like to share with you, and so does your recruiter. I can't decide who. Sally, I really need you, if you could please mute, because whatever moving around you're doing is creating a lot of noise. Thank you so much. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, I want to teach you how to do that out of respect for your time, because you didn't join this because you were bored. You didn't join this because you wanted a hobby. If you wanted a hobby, you would have joined a bowling league, right? You joined this to make money, so we like to share with you how to best do that. And the first way to do that is to get that 5% raise. Let's get you one team member that you want to share the business with, so you get that raise. We're sharing with that person how to make money. She's happy. You're happy. Now we help her find a team member, and we help you find the next one. And that's how you get to 40%. That's how you get to 45 after that, and 50 after that. Okay? So today's Lunch and Learn actually was about that. So if you want to go back to that recording, it is posted on the team page. So here's the thing. As you are sharing your new business with friends and family, it is completely natural that some of them are going to say to you, like, hey, what's that about? Or do you like it? These are all questions that people ask when they're actually considering it. And you're not going to feel like, you may not know what to say because you're like, oh my God, I just started. I don't even know what to tell her. All you're going to say is, oh my gosh, yes, it's amazing. I love it. I'm wearing jewelry. I'm getting compliments, and it's been so much fun. Would it be okay if my friend, fill in the person that is your leader? So would it be okay if my friend Donna gave you a call tomorrow? I would love for her to answer your questions. That's who's answering all of my questions. All right, would it be okay if my friend Sylvia gave you a call tomorrow? She's the one answering all of my questions. That's all it takes. We take it from there. We're going to help them get signed up. We're going to help them book a launch, and we're going to help you get promoted. Because again, we don't want you to feel like, oh, I can't share that yet. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't have to know. You only have to know the person who is training you's phone number. That's it. Would it be okay if she gave you a call? If my friend such and such, not my recruiter, not my trainer, not my upline, those are all boring words that make people scared. Just say, would it be okay if my friend such and such, okay? So really, when you hang up from this Zoom, I want you to real quick write down some names of people that you would love to work with, that you think would enjoy this, that, have a great personality. They're fashionable. They used to sell something in direct sales and somehow got away from it. Any of that is a great candidate for someone who may be interested in joining your team. Okay? So, that was all step one, believe it or not. Okay, that was do the 2 launch parties to invite everyone. I just put in a little extra bonus though about how to get the raise. Okay, let's move on to step 2, which is to invite using multiple methods and to know what to say when you're doing the inviting. Okay, so you want to invite using a lot of different ways so that we catch people all the ways that they like to be contacted. Right? So, because some of your friends like to talk on the phone, right? Others never pick up the phone and only text. Some people live on Facebook. Some people are never on Facebook. Some people would love to get something in the mail besides a bill, right? So these are all the different ways that we can and should be inviting to, again, your launch party, but also you are advising your hostesses moving forward in this same way. So there's no one invitation method that works. So you can't only text, you can't only call, and you definitely can't only make a Facebook event. A Facebook event only is the death of your launch. Just cancel it now. They're not coming. They don't see it. That's a backup. That's the people that, yes, they're on Facebook. They're going to see some extra jewelry here and there, but just as many will never see it, have no idea what you're talking about, forgot they RSVP'd a month ago, haven't thought about it since. So that's why we do a little of everything. Okay, so what are we saying when we invite? All right, we are just simply saying, hey, Mary, I am so excited. I started a new business with Park Lane Jewelry as a stylist. Are you familiar with Park Lane? This is, of course, if you don't know. If you've already been to a party together, then you're going to start out with something like, hey, remember that awesome jewelry party we went to a couple of weeks ago? I decided that I was going to join on as a stylist. I'm launching my business next Saturday at 7, and I would love for you to come. You seem to know a lot about jewelry, and I would really love to get your opinions on the jewelry that I can pick for my kit, and then see if they can come. All right, that's as simple as that. I really want to get your opinion. That's a phrase that I want you to really use, because getting someone's opinion is a whole lot different than, will you come to my party? And it's definitely a lot different than, will you have a party for me? Which is a word phrase that is never, ever coming out of your mouth. We are never saying to somebody, will you have a party for me? Because that's just, I don't know, it sounds desperate. It's like a pity party. People don't even have their own 4-year-old birthday party in their own house anymore. They all have it out. They go to the bouncy place. So people are definitely not having a party for you. That's just, we're not saying that. Okay, so if they say they can come, then you're like, great, I'm going to text you an official invitation so that you can invite somebody as well. Thank you so much for the support. But definitely encouraging everybody to bring a friend. The bring a friend is the greatest guest at every party. Because you know who the bring a friend is? People genuinely think of somebody that loves jewelry. They don't owe a favor. They're not going to get caught with the car in the driveway. And that's why I have to go. She's going to see him home. She's going to know I'm not going. That's why the neighbor comes. Somebody that owes you a favor, whatever, all of those things. None of that applies to the bring a friend. The bring a friend is like, oh, I love jewelry, and getting in the car with bells on to see it. When I was doing my launch, I invited at the last minute my diagonal neighbor. We never really hung out. She was like a bus stop chit chat, right? That, you know, that neighbor where, like, if you're outside, you say hi, you might chit chat a minute, you talk at the bus stop. That's it. That's the only relationship I had with her. Shockingly, she said she would come. And then even more shockingly, the day of, she texted me, would it be okay if I bring my aunt and my sister? And I was like, yes, absolutely. So now I had this party of 3 that I had no idea was coming on the day of the show. This party of 3 comes, and one of the guests, her sister, is Melissa. They all 3 placed a nice order. Melissa went on and continues to be 5.5 years later, my #1 VIP client. She orders hundreds of dollars of jewelry practically every month. She has hosted, her mom has hosted, her sister has hosted. They have come to every type of event, every new season reveal. They come to the Sip and Style. It is unbelievable what just inviting my neighbor and encouraging her to bring a friend has done for my business 5.5 years later and counting. So again, the no prejudge, the invite a friend, all of that's at play here. Now, when people say no, they don't come. Now, of course, step 1 is to invite them to your backup date. But if they cannot come, you're going to say, okay, oh, I'm so sorry, that stinks. Now, part of my new job is to show the jewelry to friends and family and get their opinions. I would still love to get your opinions on the jewelry. Would it be okay if I stop by one day next week and we met for like 20 minutes so that you can share with me what you think I should get? And see what they say to that. Remember, if they can't come to me, I'm going to go to them. That's how you want to think about every no. She can't come to me, I'm going to go to them. Now, some people may prefer to meet at a Starbucks for a glass of wine, at a Dunkin' Donuts. I've done personal appointments at all of those places, Jamba Juice, whatever you have locally near you. And you can do fabulous personal appointments. At a personal appointment, you're very likely to walk away with an order, with a booking, with a potential team member, or even any combination or all 3 of those things. So the more you're in front of people with the jewelry, the better results you're going to receive. So do you feel like you can say those words? You know, would it be okay if I stop by one day next week? Would it be okay? Even if you meet them right after work or on their lunch hour. I've done where I have a real estate agent client that I meet with. She likes to meet me in between showings. So she'll say, can you meet me at such and such a Starbucks? She comes in like a whirlwind. I show her stuff real quick. Okay, this. I work it all out into the 2 and 4 sales. She places her order. She runs out the door. She thinks I'm doing her a tremendous favor, saving her trips to the store, giving her the best sale, not making her look for a coupon, all of this. And I love that I go 10 minutes from my house and walk out of there with a $300 order. So this is the types of things you can get out of a personal appointment. Okay, so let's go on to step 3, which remember was to fill your calendar with the number of parties that you want to do. But I would say to really shoot for doing 6 shows in your first like six-ish weeks. And there's a couple of reasons for that. You're going to get tremendous amount of rich rewards if you do 6 shows in your first 6 weeks. You're going to get the practice that you need to not feel like the new girl. You know how sometimes people will do 1 or 2 shows and then they kind of pack it in and it's like, if you started a new normal job and you were starting on a Monday, by Wednesday, would you be like, yeah, it's not for me? No, because you know you have to give it a chance. You have to get better at it. Of course you don't know what you're doing. You're new. You're learning. But if you quit on after 2 shows, even because they took a long time in between, that's the equivalent of quitting on Wednesday at a brand new job. And that we don't do. So if you're thinking, wow, 6, I have to find 6 shows, not really, because 2 of those shows are the launch parties we just talked about. 2 of them, your leader is probably booking for you at that show. We're just really asking you to find 2 others. So that's 6. If you do 6 shows between now and the end of September, you will be doing a cartwheel in your backyard with the money that you make, with the amount of jewelry you've earned. You're going to learn that you have, what you need to say and do in order to get shows booked. You're going to have shows on your October calendar, and you'll be reconfirming with yourself that you made the greatest decision ever to join. So give yourself the gift of being busy enough. Take the time to make these reach outs and invite people to have a show with you. I want to give you a ton of free jewelry. So Diana, would it be okay if you could get like 3 to 5 friends together so that I can practice? You will get a huge shopping spree, and it would really help me get started in my business. Diana's going to say yes to that. Who can't get 3 to 5 friends together? Most people think that a party is this big production where they have to get out the pina colada machine and clean their toilet and make a ton of snacks. It's not like that. People barely eat at these parties. I always tell my hostesses, get a cheese and cracker platter that you take off the lid, and the same thing with a veggie tray and a bottle or 2 of wine. Done. That's it. People who do more than that always put it away at the end of the night because people want to try on the jewelry, and they can't do that while they're while they're wrist deep in spinach dip and hot, food and everything else. No, light snacks, shop, bling, laugh, cocktails, go. That's all a party is. 3 to 5 friends. If you start saying 3 to 5 friends, your bookings will fill up. Now, once you start talking to them more, and they realize they're going to get double credit at 10, they'll probably work to get more than 3 to 5. But if they have 3 to 5, also that is perfectly fine. I love shows with 3 to 5 people. Very personal. You can sit right at the table, pass the trays around. It's not scary for you where you feel like you're standing up and doing a presentation. So a 3 to 5 person show around a kitchen table, around a dining room table, around a coffee table is a very comfortable way for you to get started. So do encourage those 3 to 5 friends at a time. So when you're doing your initial reach outs, remember, you can start by asking if they'd like to host a show. Would you like to do a little get together, 3 to 5 friends? You'll get a big shopping spree. It'll help me get started. If they say no to that, then invite them to your launch. If they say no to that, then ask if you can stop by and do the personal appointment. Usually if they've said no and no, they'll say yes to that. But I will say this. Please do not be offended and upset when you get the no's, especially from the people that you think are going to say yes. Because you're like, oh, my sister will have a party or my mom will have a party. I'm just going to tell you right now, I am 19 years in direct sales, okay? I've been doing home parties for 19 years, okay? By the way, that was the part where you were supposed to give me like a face like, what? Because I look too young to have been doing this for 19 years. So you'll have to redeem yourselves another time that you did not adequately give me that reaction. But anyway, 19 years I'm doing this. When I called my mom to tell her that I was starting a business, her immediate response was, don't ask me to have one of those parties, okay? And my mom has never seen me do a jewelry party. I was in a different company first. When I was still in that company, I was on the Today Show, and she wasn't even going to come to that because she said she had to work. And I'm like, not today, you don't. I'm going to be on the Today Show and you're going to be in the audience while I do my party. That was the first time my mom saw me do a party, okay? And yet, here I am, 19 years in the business, company vice president, leader of the #1 team in Park Lane. I've made it okay, right? That's why I'm telling you, it's going to be okay if your mom says, I'm not having one of those parties. If it's your sister, if it's your cousin, if it's somebody you've hosted parties with before, it's a big world. There's plenty of other people that you can have shows with, and I just don't want you getting like people are saying to you, no, Kat, that is the dumbest question ever. Don't ever call me again. I hate you. That's not what they're saying. They're simply just not into having a party at this time. They might change their mind and have it later. They may never have it. Either way, your business can be amazing with or without that person, okay? So please don't worry about that. One more final tip before I open it up for questions. When people say that they will have a show, yeah, okay, I can have a show. The most important thing that needs to happen then is to get a date on the calendar. If you hang up or walk away from that text exchange without a date, then you don't have a booking. You just have a lead for a show. So the easiest thing to do, you must all have a paper calendar. Now, you can, of course, have whatever you want on your phone, okay? Because people say, oh, no, I have all my calendar on my phone. That's fine. You can. But you cannot open your phone at a party and show them this teeny tiny screen with like your eyebrow wax on there and stuff. That can't happen because it's too confusing for them. You want to open up a regular paper calendar so that when someone says, okay, yeah, I'll have something in September, right? Because that's where we're at right now. It's the end of August. You're booking September. Yeah, I'll have something in September. So now you go through a series of 2 questions, okay? So it's 2 questions, 2 questions, 2 questions. So the first question is going to be, you're going to say, okay, great, that is amazing. So what do you think would work better for you, a weekday or a weekend? Now that's presuming you can even offer those 2. Otherwise, you're skipping to the next question. So if you can't do weekday shows or if you can't do weekend shows, then you're not even asking that. But let's assume you are. Okay, so would you like a weekday or a weekend? Oh, you know what? Weekdays are a little crazy. Let me do a weekend. Okay, great. So were you thinking a day or like a brunch and bling daytime? Or were you thinking like a girls' night out evening? Ooh, a brunch sounds nice. Okay, great. I have Saturday the 21st and I have Sunday the 29th, which is better? And you give those 2 options. Because most people will then look at their calendar, which may well be on their phone. It's okay if they look at the phone. You just can't show them the phone as a choice. So now they're looking and they're like, oh, you know what? The 29th is a Jewish holiday and half of my family's Jewish. So let me take the 21st. Okay, great. So 7 o'clock, okay? They're staying focused on what they asked for, is what I'm saying. Because if they start really looking at the calendar and they see, oh my gosh, this is the first day of school, this is a different Jewish holiday, those are all things that don't take place on a Saturday. So it doesn't matter when the first day of school is. It doesn't matter when Yom Kippur is. All of these things are not on a Saturday afternoon. Okay? So if you're just doing weekends, then you can say, okay, would you prefer a Saturday or a Sunday? You know what? Sundays are a little more easier for my friends. Okay, so are they like an after church crew or do you want to do that earlier brunch? Oh, you know what? They do go to church. Okay, so would you like to do 3 o'clock then? I have the 22nd or the 15th, which is better. When you make them look at their calendar and you start playing this horrible game of, so when in September would you like? Now they look at the whole thing, it becomes so overwhelming. Can you imagine if when you needed a dentist appointment, they did that? When do you want to come? I get so I'm always like, I don't know what to answer. This is why I don't make appointments. My husband ends up doing it and he informs me when I'm going because I am terrible at this. Okay, so, but if they say to me, okay, so you want a Tuesday? We have the 16th at 4 o'clock. How's that? I look at the 16th at 4 o'clock. If nothing's there, I take it. And that's how most of society operates. So please don't hesitate to say, okay, so weekday or a weekend, would day or evening work better? And then give them 2 choices. If they say neither of those are good, then go to the next available that you have that still fits in the parameters. All right? So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just say the last sentence to this. Then I'm going to stop the recording, but stay on for questions. I don't like the Q&A to be attached to the recording because it makes it too long. So, that's it. This is how you just get started. Some of you have done your launch. Some of you it's still upcoming. But the skills for your launch, you're going to continue on for using into your first shows. And this language is how you're going to get enough shows on your calendar to get enough practice, to get good at the job, to be comfortable with the 2 choices at a time. And then you're going to be raking in money and rich rewards and building a team. So if you're watching the recording back, thank you so much for watching. And do tell your recruiter and your leader that you watch this or you join this so that she or he can talk about it with you. So I'm going to stop the recording now. And those of you that are on live, we can do some Q&A. All right.